Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Start from this video, I will introduce the basic crochet stitches to you. In this tutorial, you will learn chain stitch, single crochet, and slip stitch. These are the three very basic stitches. In the end, you will practice these crochet techniques by creating a coaster. I will put them into 3 videos to show you. What you will need to get is yarn, hook, a larger sewing needle, and a pair of scissors. Before we get started, I'd like to briefly mention the selection of yarn and hook to you guys. As you know, there are different sizes of hooks to choose. For beginners, better not to choose too small or too big size hooks. I recommend that you can choose 3mm to 5mm hook to start with. In this tutorial, I will use this 3mm size to do the project. Then let's talk about the selection of yarn. Choosing the right yarn really matters, especially for beginners. Starting with a smooth texture yarn that doesn't easily split instead of this fluffy texture would be so helpful, which makes it easier to pull through the hook and see the individual stitches. In my last video, I introduced this little piece of work, which is actually started from chain stitches and crocheted in rows with single crochet. In this class, I will show you how to do these 3 basic crochet stitches by making a little piece of rectangle. We will start with doing chain stitches, but before we're moving on, firstly, I need to introduce the symbol for the stitch. It is an oval. Learning the symbol will help you with reading the pattern in the future. This picture here has 10 ovals, which stands for 10 chain stitches. Now we are going to start making them. Firstly, you need to wrap the yarn around your fingers. You can get the details of how to wrap the yarn in my first video. Wrap it around and hold the end here. To crochet the chain stitch, we need to firstly make a slip knot. Let's place a hook on the left side of the yarn, twist it over to form a loop here. Pinch the ends of the loop here. Bring the hook out. Then insert a hook through the loop from the front side. Place a hook on the left side of the yarn. Twist the hook to catch the yarn. And make sure the hook part faces to yourself. Then bring it through the loop. To make a loop, you can pull the end here to make it tighter. Here we go. But not too tight. Make sure the loop can move back and forth on the hook. Now we got a first loop on the hook, which is called a slip knot, but it is not counted as the first chain stitch. Some people may find the way I just used was a bit hard to make a slip knot. There is another easier way that you can try. You hold the short tail of the yarn in one hand and bring this long end to the top of the short tail. To form a loop here, make sure the short end is down here and the long end is on the top. Put 2 fingers into the loop to bring the long end out through the loop. Here we go. We got our slip knot here. You can adjust your slip knot by pulling the long end. Now you can grab the hook, insert it through the loop, and adjust it again here. Just make sure it can move back and forth on the hook. This is another way to make a slip knot. You can choose either way that you feel easier for you to make the slip knot. Now we are ready to make the first chain stitch. It's the same way as how we do the slip knot. Place a hook on the left side of the yarn. Twist the hook to catch the yarn and make sure the hook part face to yourself. Then bring through the loop. Here we did our first chain stitch. We try it again to do another one. Place a hook to the left side of the yarn. Twist it over to catch the yarn, then bring the yarn through. Here we got the second chain stitch. Let's continue to repeat these steps to finish the rest of the 8 ones. This is the third one. Then 4. During the process, we need to be aware that the loop on the hook is not put too tight, which will make it very difficult to pull the yarn through, but also don't get a loop too big, which will make the next chain stitch look very loose. Alright, let's move on. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we have done the 10 chain stitches. Let's have a detailed understanding of the chain stitch. Each chain stitch is made up of a V shape, so you will need to find these V shapes. The side with V shapes is the front side of the chain, and we count the first V as the first chain. This is the first one. Here 2, and 3, 4, 5, and so on. This is how we can count the chain stitches. Put a chain down in front of you. Here we can see the 2 loops of each V. The loop close to you is called front loop. On the other side, the loop far away from you is called back loop. We also take a look at the back side of the chain. If we flip it over, we'll see another loop right in the middle. This is known as a back bump or back bar. We can work into either of these 3 loops to get different foundation aging. We'll be sure explore more about the foundation edging in our future tutorials. Cool, this is basically all about the chain stitch that we need to know as a beginner.